So I want to welcome everybody to this presentation. I'm going to go over customer service job, how you can work from home, taking calls, basically like a call center from home. So who we are, the name of our company is Life is Great Call Center. We're incorporated in the state of North Carolina. We are contracted with Arise. So if anybody ever heard of Arise, we've been on The Real, we've been on CNN, we've been all over the news. Recently, we were on The Real twice this year, actually. But we're contracted with Arise. Arise is basically a virtual call center that has contracts with certain clients like Comcast. They have contracts with Staples, Walgreens, Intuit TurboTax, and that allow us to be able to take calls working from home. Initially, when you sign up with Arise, you can initially sign up as a customer service representative, or you can sign up as a call center. Initially, when I signed up about 8 years ago, I signed up as a call center. But today I'm going to teach you how to sign up as a customer service representative. Can you all hear me? I just want to make sure you can hear me. Let's see. Okay, so you all can hear me. Great. And can you all see my screen? I'm pretty sure you can. I just wanted to make sure. And I forgot to lock. Give me just a moment, you all. I forgot to lock the meeting. Stop video. Let me lock the meeting. Okay. So we're going to go back to the presentation. Okay, so we're contracted with Arise. What I'm going to do is show you a video where we were on The Real. And this video is basically going to go over what you would be doing if you were working from home.
Well then, Girl Chat live commercial time. Let's do this.
Oh, tea's ready. Oh, gotta take the dog out. Samira! Oh, Grandma needs help getting out of the bed again. Gotta change the diaper. Oh, crap, I'm out of diapers again. Being a parent can be so expensive, and with all these responsibilities at home, how am I supposed to find the time to make extra money on the side? Maybe we can help. And now I'm hearing things. No, you're not. It's us, the Arise Angels. The what angels? Arise? You haven't heard of Arise? Girl, no wonder you need our help. Arise Virtual Solutions provides a technology platform that connects customer service representatives who run call center businesses with prestigious clients, many of which are Fortune 500 companies. You literally run a customer service company from your house. Wow, that sounds like such fun and an easy way to make money. How does it work? Great question, Tam. Arise gives you the setup to connect to large companies that need customer service support. Girl, you are a total people person, right? You've got what it takes to make customers happy and run a business. You should do this. Registering to use the Arise platform connects you to the technology necessary to launch and run a successful micro call center from home. And it provides client opportunities with amazing companies that you'd never get access to on your own. This sounds like it's right up my alley, and I can make my own hours and everything? Yup, you're the boss. You make the rules. It's an ideal opportunity for stay-at-home parents, semi and fully retired professionals, or anyone with an entrepreneurial spirit who needs an extra gig. I really want to give this a try, but I have to admit, I am a little nervous to get started. Can you help me? They don't call us the Arise Angels for nothing. Let's start by taking a look at their website, ariseworkfromhome.com. Tamara, you're ready. Hi, it's Tamara, and I'm your representative today. How may I help you?
Hi, Tamara. This is Lonnie Love calling from Los Angeles, and I am an irate customer calling about a trip I booked. I need your help right now.
Don't worry, Lonnie. I can help. All you have to do is... So now you should be good to go.
Oh, thank you so much, Tamara. That was all the information I needed. Wow, I am so glad I got you as my customer service agent. You must have been doing this for a long time.
Thank you so much, Lonnie. Have a great day, and thanks for calling. I'm a small business owner, a working woman, a mom, and I'm doing it all from my home. Thanks, Arise.
Hi, so that's just a preview of what you'll be doing, basically taking calls from home. I want to encourage everyone to stick around to the end to minimize any distractions. I encourage you to turn your phone off and pay close attention to the webinar. So how it works, like I said earlier, the way it works is you initially, when you sign up through Arise, you can sign up as a call center or you can sign up as a customer service rep. I initially started off as a customer service, a call center 8 years ago with Arise. I've been doing customer service for a while. I've been doing customer service since I was 18, taking calls in an actual call center. So I've been doing it since I was, 18. So over 10 years I've been doing this. Initially, when I heard about Arise, I thought it was great for me because it was flexible. You can actually take calls from home and you can make your own hours. So that what really sparked my interest when I heard about Arise. I didn't have to, I can do everything from home, and I had children too as well. So it was basically that worked for me. You don't have a set schedule. You can make your own hours within the hours of the company that you're working for. So for example, if you're working for Comcast opens up at 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. So you can make your own schedule within the hours that they're open. We also have companies who are 24 hours. So you'll be able to make your hours within the 24-hour companies as well. Towards the end of the presentation, I am going to go over the different companies and what the pay is on the different companies. The one that I was put out was for Comcast. They start off at $12 an hour and they can go up to $16 an hour. We don't take any taxes out of your check. So let's see. You can work this full-time or part-time. So if you currently work, you can work around your full-time schedule. And if you don't work, you can work this full-time. All of the companies do have a minimum number of hours that you have to work. The minimum number of hours that you do have to work for all of the companies are 15 hours. So you do have to work at least 15 hours. So if you're working part-time, you do have to work at least 15 hours. That goes for full-time as well. Training is flexible as well. I think somebody had a question about the training hours. So we do have morning training hours. Give me just a moment. We do have morning training hours, and we also have night training hours. Sometimes the training hour starts at 9 o'clock. It's only 4 hours a day. So it's not a lot of hours a day. And also, you also can train at night. The latest training that I have saw was at 8 o'clock at night. So it's from 8 p.m. to 12. That was the latest one that I've saw recently. It just depends on the client, because all clients are different. We don't pay for training, but we do pay for mock calls. Some of the clients halfway through training, you have mock calls, In the mock calls, you'll just basically be on the phone taking calls as if you're working. You do have someone monitoring you in your calls and that kind of thing. I do want to express one thing though. If once you're in training, you do have to commit to training. Training is Monday through Friday for 4 hours a day. So just make sure that you're committed to training, because if you're not, if you miss one day of training, they will kick you out of the training class and you have to start all the way back over. So I do tell people that from the beginning, you do have to be in training every day. The pay starts, and this is just a general pay. The pay starts at $9 an hour, can go up to $16. Now, the one that I was letting you all know about, which is Comcast, they start off at $12 an hour. If you don't choose Comcast, they do have other clients that starts off at $9 and can go up to $16. Like I said earlier, we don't take out any taxes, so you'll be considered a 1099 employee. The 1099 employee basically is where you're making your own schedule. You're an independent contractor. You're making your own schedule. We don't take out any taxes. The payday that you get paid, the 5th of every month is when you get paid, and the 20th week of every month. So the 5th week of the month is when you get paid. So if the 5th falls on a Friday, you'll get paid that Monday. My recent CSP, she got paid on they invoiced her on the 20th and she got paid the next day. So that's how it works. And you get paid twice a month, on the 5th of every month and the 20th of every month. I don't know if that makes sense. But you can do direct deposit or you can do check. So however you want to do that, you just let me know. One of the things I do express to everyone is that you do have to pass assessments. Pretty much if you pass all of your assessments, you pretty much have, got the job. One of the things someone had said this past weekend when we were doing a live conference in Columbus, Georgia, she was saying how she was trying to apply to all these different call centers, but it's not guaranteed that you're going to get hired. Well, this company, it is if you pass your assessments. So the assessments basically is a voice assessment. Well, the background check is first, and we're going to go over that today. You do have to do a background check and pass the background check. If you have something on your background, it's fine. It just, if it's related to theft or stealing or anything like that, they won't hire you. The voice assessment is second. The voice assessment basically is where you are, it's 10 questions. It's pretty easy to pass the voice assessment. I would suggest when you do the voice assessment that you're in a quiet area where you can just concentrate on the voice assessment. The voice assessment takes about maybe 5 minutes. It doesn't take that long, and it's really, really easy. The second assessment is a technical check. The technical check is basically testing your computer and your internet speed. I'm not sure where everybody is, but AT&T UVerse isn't passing the technical check for the speed. I know AT&T Fiber will, and I know Spectrum will, and Corporeum will. So depending on where you're at, your internet speed should pass, but I know AT&T UVerse isn't passing. I did have a couple of CSPs who actually did pass with UVerse. I'm not sure how, but they did. So I just let people know ahead of time. The AT&T is one of the companies that we've been having a hard time with as far as passing the internet speed. These are the different companies that we have out here that you can work for. So we have Roadside Assistance. That's the 24-hour one that I was talking about earlier. We do have Apple. Intuit TurboTax is another one. Disney Resort, Comcast, Walgreens, Carnival, and Staples. So it's different companies that you can work for. One of the ones that I suggest that you work for is Comcast because it pays more. Intuit TurboTax starts off at $11 to $14 an hour, and they're actually out there right now as well. So it just depends. Staples is actually on the portal. I think they start off at $11 an hour. But Comcast, if you're really looking to, make extra money, the max on the portal now is Comcast. So an example of the assessment, remember we talked about earlier about the voice assessment. You do have to pass the voice assessment to work. The voice assessment basically are 5 or 10 questions. The first 5 questions is basically asking you to ask them a question. So they'll say it's an automated system too as well. So you're not talking to a live person. So the automated system, the first question, they'll say, ask me what's my name, and you'll say, what is your name? So that's really, really easy. The first 5 questions and the second 5 questions is just sentence arrangement. So they'll give you maybe 5 words to arrange in a sentence. So they may give you dog, cat, porch, the. And then you'll say the dog and the cat is under the porch. So that's sentence arrangement. If you don't understand the questions when they give them to you, you can press 2 to repeat the question. I do try to, give y'all a heads up on what to expect for that. We talked about the technical check, just making sure that when you do the technical check that all of your devices, any wireless devices, are disconnected. And you maybe want to hook up hardwire to your computer as well, the Ethernet cord. Mac computers are supported for some clients. I know I put Mac computers aren't supported, but if you want to do Apple, you can use your Mac computer. And I think it's another client where you can have a Mac computer as well. This is the form that you're going to get. This is the 1099 form. The 1099 form basically is where you can, your non-employee compensation. This is what you'll get towards the end of the year. Now, one of the benefits of working from home is that you can write off a lot of deductions. You can write off your rent, or half of your rent. You can write off your internet. You can write off your phone bill. You can write off pretty much anything that you're using in your house. You can write off. That's deductible. So what the 1099 mean is that we don't take out any taxes, and you don't have to pay any quarterly taxes. Okay. So these are all the benefits of working from home, taking calls from home. We are incorporated through the state of North Carolina as Chin Consulting. Sorry about that, y'all. Somebody asks, do you need a landline? You will need a landline 2 weeks before you're out of training. So one of the things I do tell people, don't start trying to get a landline right now, because you do have to, it's still assessments that you have to pass. So once you're in training is when you want to start looking for landlines. Some of the companies allow digital landlines, which is new. They just started doing digital. So digital basically is where you can hook your phone up to the internet. It's like Vonage or something like that. I do have references for if you decide to do digital. You're welcome. So for referrals, like if you know someone who's interested in doing something like this, like customer service, taking calls from home, we do offer a $50 referral fee, and that will be direct deposited into your account. They do have to, however, pass training, and they also have to start working. So like I said earlier, you do have to be dedicated to training. You cannot miss 1 day for training. The only exception they will allow is if the first day of training and if you're having issues with login, that's the only exception they would allow you to miss. And you do have to have a reference from technical support to miss that. So did we talk about, okay. So as an IBO, which that's what I am as a company, and there's several IBOs out there with the Rise. But as an IBO, we're responsible for paying you. We're responsible for making sure that you meet your quality. We're responsible for any tax forms. My administrative fees as an IBO is $40 per paycheck. That automatically comes out of your paycheck when you start working. A Rise charges $19.75 on the 1st and the 15th for the Arise portal fee. So basically, each IBO has their own fee. So no matter what, if you work with Arise, an IBO, or they have their own administrative fees. We're responsible for a lot of things running the call center. Like I said, we have to make sure that you're meeting your quality. That's why they do test you on the voice assessments and that kind of thing. You also have to be committed to training. We're responsible for a lot as a call center. So basically, that's how it works. The way you would get started, let's see. The way you would get started, you would go to www.arise.com. So you'll go to www.arise.com. Give me just a moment. And if anyone on here wants to share their screen, that would be great. If you want to share your screen on, let's see. I would share my screen on how to do the application. The only thing is that I'm already in the system. So I wouldn't be able to. I can show you how to get to the website though. It's www.arise.com. This is how your screen should look. So it's www.arise.com. And then you're going to click on register now. Once you click on register now, this screen is going to pop up. And you're going to click on United States, because we're in the United States. We are in the UK and we're in Canada. There are some states that we don't support. We don't support California. We don't support Oregon, Maryland. We don't support New York or Connecticut. So this is really a blessing to have this opportunity to have it in North Carolina, because I have tried to help some people in Connecticut and they're not accepted. So this is how you create your profile. This is basically an online application. You're putting your information in, your first, your last name, the state that you're in, your date of birth, your gender, your email address, and then you'll put your username, and then you'll create a password. So this is basically how it works. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate. I'm going to demonstrate how to do this. Give me just a moment. So if you all have any questions, you can type in as I'm doing this, but this is how you're going to put your application. In the system. Okay, the second page is basically you're putting your address in the system. Now for the service phone, don't put that, you don't have to put anything in there right now because you probably don't have a service phone, and it's okay if you don't have a service phone. Right now you can just put your cell phone number in. And then they're going to ask how were you referred by independent business, which is me. You can put yes. And then the CSP ID number that you're going to put in is 817-682. And then you want to click on search. And then my name is going to pop up. And then it's going to say, how did you hear about Arise? And then you can put Facebook. Then they're going to ask you the highest level of education. You can put high school, if you're currently in college. This part is no worries. Don't worry about this part. As far as that, give me just a moment. I don't see the screen you are on. Okay. Let's see. Once you sign up with, okay, these are questions coming in. Once you sign up with the company, do you have to stay with them or can you move around? So once you sign up under the company, you're considered an independent contractor. So you don't have to stay. If you want to start your own call center, you can. But once you sign, like if you sign up under my company, you will be able to stop whenever you get ready because you're considered an independent contractor. So someone said, I don't see the screen that you're on. Can you see it now, or is it not still showing up, the screen? Can you see the screen now or not? Because I'm on the second page. Okay. I'm on the second page. Are you able to see? Okay, you can't see the screen. Okay. Let's do this. I'm going to stop share and share again. What about now? Can you see the screen? Okay. So someone asked, can you switch from Apple to Comcast? Okay. So you can switch, but you will have a SOW, which is a statement of work saying that you're able to start work. Once you finish training, you can actually do 2 clients if you want. So you can do 2 clients. Right now, one of my CSPs is doing 2 clients. She's doing Carnival and she's doing Disney. Those are, I guess, good clients. She said she really liked the client. So someone says is there an upfront fee for anything? You do have to pay for your background, which is only $8. And then once your background check comes back, you'll have to pay for your actual training class. I do tell people if you can't afford the $8, we'll actually help you with the background check. And then, but we do reimburse you back those fees. So if you pay for your background check and you pay for your training, we'll reimburse you those fees back once you are working for 90 days. So, and also, like I said, if you can't afford the background check, which is $8, we'll pay for that for you as well. Let's see. So I'm going to go through all of that in a moment. I'm going to go through because it depends. Somebody asked how much is training. So it depends on the client that you're doing. So I can pull up that screen for you in just a moment. Can you all still see my screen, which is the second screen? I'm going to finish going through the application process. That way you all can, if you're following along, you'll be able to get through that part. Okay, so you'll click on what type of equipment do you have, which is a PC. And then you'll click on what type of experience do you have, call center, is it consumer goods, which is basically customer service. You'll click on that. And then if you have any sort of certificates, you can click on, any type of certificates that you have. If you don't have any certificates, it's fine. If your English is your primary language, you put yes. If you are bilingual, you can put that you speak a different language, and they also pay more for bilingual. So after you complete the 2-page application, this is the screen that's going to pop up. So this is the second portion. You'll have to do your background check. The background check, you'll click on Start Now. So basically, these are the instructions for your background check. Once you you'll put your social in with the dashes, and then it'll take you to a third party, which is First Advantage. That's where they do all of their background checks, which is First Advantage. Like I said, the background check is $8. We reimburse you the fees back after working 90 days. So once you complete your background check, which is the very first start working, what'll happen is you'll log in back onto the Arise portal. So make sure you remember your username and password. You'll log back in, and it'll tell you the next step to doing. The next step is the non-disclosure agreement. You'll have to sign that. Once you sign the non-disclosure agreement, it's going to ask you to join under a company. My company's IBO ID is 50205. You're going to need that number to join under the Arise network. So my IBO ID is 50205. Once you request to join, it'll pop up Chin Consulting, and then I'll accept you under the company to actually start working. Once I accept you, you would need to text me once you put the request in, or call us. The number to call us is 704-266-2255. You will call or text us and say, hey, I submitted my request to join under your company. And then I will go ahead and accept you. Then we'll have to finalize you after you sign the documents, which is this non-disclosure agreement right here. The non-disclosure agreement. And then you're going to join under the Arise network, which is when you're actually joining under a company. And then the last step is just to select a service and opportunity. And that's when you're able to look at the jobs. So the question earlier was about the fee to go under a company. I'm going to give you that information in just a moment. Once you complete your background check, once you have signed everything and request to join under the company, this is where you need to be. This is the screen that you need to be on right here. Because these are all the jobs that we currently have available right now, which is a lot, as you can see. These are all the jobs that we have right here. These are all the jobs that we have. All of them pay differently as far as the hourly rate. I am curious to see Intuit, because Intuit is up right now. So I'm going to click on Intuit to see what's going on with them. So as you can see, Intuit starts off at $12 an hour to $14 an hour. You also can get paid per minute, per talk minute as well, which is right here. The average revenue is $12 to $14 an hour. These are the class times offered over here to the right. Intuit, you can do a 9 to 1, you can do a 1:30 to 5:30, you can do a 4 to 8. This is for Intuit. And it tells you everything you need to know as far as Intuit. Comcast was the one that I was advertising for. I'll pull that up for you. But you can do either one that you want to do. So Comcast, communications, management, info. You'll always click on info to find out anything that you want to know. So Comcast, the average rate is $12 an hour. And then the top performers is $14.50 an hour. The class times are to the right. So you have 8 o'clock a.m. to noon, you have 10 a.m. to 2, then you have 7 p.m. to 11, then you have 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. So anything that you need to know about Comcast, what's required of you, anything, you need to go to the info section on any client that you want to do. Do anybody have any questions about what the pay is for any of these companies? If you're interested in any of these companies that's on here, I can go ahead and give you the hourly rate, because you get paid hourly with these companies. So any companies that you all are interested to know about? Another thing I want to express to you all is once you are in the system, and you say, for instance, you want to do Staples, you click on Staples, say, I want to do Staples, I'm going to select Staples, I want to sign up for training. Once you're in the system, you'll click view class times, and then you can click whichever one works for you. If you want to do 6 to 10, and then click on enroll. This is how your screen is going. I can tell you now, Tiffany, Staples starts off at $11 an hour. So once you express interest in a client, this is how your screen is going to look. So you're not paying anything up front until after you have completed your assessments. So they want to make sure that you completed your voice assessment and that you pass, and that you complete your technical check and you pass, and then they have pre-enrollment, which are questions. The last step is to pay. They do give you 24 hours to pay. If you don't pay within 24 hours, it automatically cancels you out of the system. So just make sure that you're ready to pay once you start your assessments. because you don't want to get booted out of the system, especially because the classes are filled up. That's why they boot you, because you're in limbo for too long, and then other people are trying to sign up for the class as well. So I'm going to cancel that enrollment. So Staples is $11 an hour. They do have two different types of Staples. They do have the business side, the business advantage, where you're dealing with business customers. Then they have, let's see, the regular customer service for Staples, with the pay is the same for both. So any questions about any of the clients that we currently have? Your screen is going to look just like this once you have passed everything. Once you have passed everything, this is how your screen is going to look. So basically, the main goal right now is just to get your background check in the system. Once your background check comes back, then within the same day, you can be on this portal. Why do we pay to get trained? Okay, well, the money doesn't go to our call center, it goes to Arise. So we don't collect any money as a call center. All this money goes to Arise. The only way that we get paid is once our CSPs start working. Once they start working and we're managing as a call center, that's when we start to make money. But we don't get any of these fees. This doesn't go to us. One of the things I thought the same thing. That was a good question, Rhonda, is why do you have to pay to get trained? A lot of times, especially when you're working from home, I thought the same thing. Like, why do we have to pay to train? But you have to think about a lot of people are not committed to training. So if you pay your money, you're going to make sure that you're in training every day. Especially because that's your investment. But not only that, like I told you earlier, we will reimburse you for the training, but you do have to be working for 90 days. You can't get an opportunity like this from anywhere where you're actually working from home and making your own hours. They want to make sure that you're serious. That's my guess. They want to make sure that you're serious, because we hire a lot of people, and we see, people who are not serious. They're not, committed to training. And it's just, okay, is there initial cost for the training? Is that, yes, it's not an initial cost though, because when you think about it, you still have to pass the voice assessment and you still have to pass the technical check. So you do have to pass those things. I've had people who have not passed it. They haven't passed the voice assessment and they were, bummed because they didn't pass it. But I just want to make it clear that you can pass it. It's easy to pass. It's really, really easy to pass. Once you pass all of that and you do your enrollment, your pre-enrollment, the last step is to pay for the class. Does that make sense? I understand the concept of why Arise charges, because I had wondered, for a while why, because a lot of people are not committed. And this is a great opportunity where you can make your own hours, work from home. You can't find this anywhere else where you can make your own hours and you get an hourly pay. So, and we've been around for a while. And you also, like I just showed you the video, we've been on the reel. So it's a great opportunity for you to, work from home and make your own hours. So the highest that I've seen for training, one of my CSPs out of Columbus, Georgia, because we have CSPs all over. One of my CSPs in Columbus, Georgia, she paid, I think it was $250. This is the one she did, Orego Administrative Services, which is the roadside assistance. She did this one. This is the one that she did. And she loved it because she can make her own hours. And then not only that, it was 24 hours. It was 24 hours. But do they also charge, like I said earlier in the presentation, Rhonda asked, they also charge a monthly fees too. We don't take out taxes, but Arise charge their fees, which is $19.75 on the 1st and the 15th. And then I charge as a company $40 per paycheck because we have to do your administrative, we do your administrative work. We pay you. We have to do your tax forms, and we also have to make sure that you're meeting your quality, because it's a lot that goes into running a call center. So that's a good question. Any other questions? Remember, the first step is just to do your background. So, okay, so is it deducted from your paycheck, deducted each month? Yeah, so when you work, they're going to invoice you. Let me show you an invoice. This is what happens. On the 5th of every month, they send me an invoice. I go to my documents, and I go to tax documents and invoices. Invoices is basically where you work your hours, however many hours that you work. I select the period that you work. I'm going to show you an example. So this is July 15th. This is what one of my CSPs worked here. So she worked, like I told you, she works for two companies. She worked for Carnival Customer Service and Disney. So this is basically her check. And if you can see right here, Kiera Mason, this is her platform usage fee. So this is what Arise automatically deduct, which is $19.75. And then Chin Consultant deduct $40 from that. So when I pay you, it'll be direct deposited minus the $19.75 minus the $40. But you have to think about another thing I try to tell people. If you were working a regular job driving, you're going to have to pay for gas, which is probably way more than $60 or $40 every 2 weeks. You're going to have to pay for gas. You're going to have to pay for your lunch. Maybe you have to pay for uniform. But all of these fees, and then they're going to take out taxes out of your check. So you have to look at that as well. That's another thing you have to think about. And then, you have the benefit of just popping out of bed, going to your computer, turn on your computer, and start working. You don't have to drive anywhere. And alone, like being in Charlotte traffic alone, I don't see how people actually do it. They drive back and forth to work in that traffic. I think one time it took me an hour and a half to get from my home to Uptown. That was ridiculous. Yes. So $80, that's a month. So it'd be $40 per paycheck, but $80 a month from Chin Consultant. Yes, that's correct. Like I said, if you want to learn how to do your own call center, I can help you do that. But you do have to work for my company for 12 months where I won't charge you. But if you want to do your own company, you can inbox me or let me know. I do charge a fee if I show you how to do everything. But if you just want to do, start off working as a CSP and for 12 months, after 12 months, I'll show you how to do your own call center. You can have people under you as well. You have your own fees or whatever. So any other questions about that? I do encourage people to I do encourage people eventually to, do your own call center because, I do have a nonprofit where I encourage women to, start their own business. I show them how to do that kind of thing. So I do encourage that. I know you do have to, with Arise, you do have to work for a company, service a client like Comcast, Intuit before you actually start doing your own company. But I'll show you how to for free once you're working for 12 months for Chin Consulting. So any other questions? Any other questions? It depends. We say the average number of calls. It just depends on the client. They do have peak seasons or peak days. Like I think Comcast is Monday, so they'll have like a lot of calls. Is their peak days, so you definitely want to be on the schedule for Monday. And then let's see. It just depends. If you're doing 24-hour roadside assistance, I do have another time that I'll be doing the webinar. Every Thursday, I'm doing them at 10:30. And then on Mondays, I'm going to be doing them later on. So it'll be at 7 o'clock at night is when I'm going to be doing the Monday call. So, because some people work in the daytime, so I'm trying to work with other people's schedule as well. So Mondays will be at night and Thursdays at 10:30. I'm also recording this, so I can send her the recording. That way she can, go through the recording, or she can just join us because she may have questions. So she can just join us on our next call. So any other questions? Any other questions that I can answer for you all? I'm going to go ahead and end this. You are welcome. You are welcome. I'm going to go ahead and end the webinar. Like I said, make sure you get your background checks in. Go ahead and get your background checks. The main thing is getting that background check in and then starting on your assessments. If you're serious, it's something that you really, really want to do, definitely. You are welcome. You do have options. So thank you all for joining, and you all have a great rest of your Thursday. It's Thursday. You're welcome, Lisa.